Some times ago I started having this very brutal urge to pee, and it's really very sudden. It takes a few seconds, so from zero, if you want, the next 5 seconds, it's really difficult to hold it. And it's not always like there is an amount of urine that I have at that moment. It's not really related to the amount. It's not a small amount, but it's not because my I think it's vesicle or so, my bladder is full. And this has, at least to my understanding, is related to a kidney condition. Now, kidney condition coupled with either food such as sugar, salt, or dark green salads. And I think that points to iron content. So at least these three. If I remember something else, I'll put it in the comment section. Also, if you want, this happens also when I eat sugar, what is that, replacement sugar, so sweet foods without real sugar, something like, I forget the names of those synthetic sugars if you want, but those also cause this thing. Also, protein, foods with protein, with significant amount of protein will cause this. The time between the hour of the meal and this kind of reaction, it's not always the same. Perhaps it depends on food, but I can tell you that it ranges from 1 hour to 4-5 hours or so. And also, let me just point out to this this sort of urge. So it's something, again, is very sudden, and it's really not fun. Maybe I'm on the highway or so, right? So I'm away from a restroom. Also, it's very difficult to hold it. It's completely different than the normal urge to go to the restroom, because when I don't, and usually I don't eat those food that I just told you, when I eat something else, this kind of urge, to me, it's very normal. It's just like usual. It gradually sets in and so on, and it's a lot larger amount and so on. So that's when I pay attention and I don't eat those foods. So again, this is a urge that with those foods, it's something that is very difficult to hold. Really, I mean, very difficult. Like you force yourself the most you can. And what's interesting is if I manage to hold it, maybe I would say 1-2 minutes or so, it disappears completely. Zero. It falls to zero. And it stays like that for, I don't have exactly an amount of time, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then it comes back the same, if not stronger. Now, I could hold it twice like this. The third time it came back, it was absolutely impossible to hold. So it's something very strange. And if you want my advice, if you are an adult, there are diapers for adults. So if you are in a situation, you travel, or there are situations where you simply cannot go to restroom, just be aware of this. Usually what I would do, I pay really attention to that kind of food, and I know the next hours this is going to happen. Maybe if I eat something sweet, which I usually don't, but again, and it doesn't take a large amount of sweet, salt, or anything like this. Those foods that I did told, it takes really small amounts. So that's just how my body is. But usually I would just keep this in mind. I know in the next hours I need to manage kind of my day in such way so I will be close to a restroom if it's needed. Now, I did take a analysis for my kidneys. I did take something related to protein in blood or something like this. I don't know the exact names. And that analysis came out good. I also did take a diabetes test that also came out good. And the only thing that I did is that I did an echograph to my kidneys, and the doctor said there are cysts, medium-sized cysts. That's all they said. So, but it seems there is an issue with, at least with the renal function, which perhaps doesn't show up in the tests, in the medical tests. And I want to point one last thing is that just from my memory, the moment this started, it's quite close to after COVID period. And I did got COVID, not the year of the COVID, but the next year I got it. I also took vaccines, so I did vaccines, at least 2 of them, I think, Moderna and Pfizer or something like this. So for the COVID part, I know it may affect kidneys in some persons. I don't know exactly in which way. Perhaps it does affect the renal function. And I also read that the vaccines can also, there's a kind of fairly important percentage of the persons who took 2 or 3 vaccines, COVID vaccines, who will develop problems with their kidneys. If you just go ahead and search on Google, this is not a conspiracy theory or something like this. It's really just studies, which are standard studies, basically. So just go ahead and Google. I think it's like 3% of the persons who got vaccinated will develop some sort of issues with kidneys, and of those 3 persons, there is a small amount of persons who will even have renal failure, and this is related again to vaccines alone, not to COVID virus. So yes, just be aware of this, and maybe check your food and just see if it's applying to you as well.